Right now in Denver 7 News at 6, another so-called takeover event has been planned for this weekend, and it's now impacting the Denver Zoo. We're asking police how they're preparing to keep the community safe.
Plus, it is a busy weekend ahead of us, including Pride, but at the same time, RTD is working on some huge maintenance projects. We're going over the workaround that you need to know ahead of your weekend.
First, though, we're tracking wildfires mainly on the western slope this morning. Right now, both directions of Highway 40 are back open following this wildfire named the Horse Draw Fire. It was first reported yesterday afternoon, but the Moffat County Sheriff's Office has not said how big it is. We're expecting to hear from them this morning.
Meanwhile, in Glenwood Springs, officials have lifted evacuation orders as they get a handle on this brush fire. At last check, the fire was about a quarter acre in size. Firefighters said that they were working overnight to build a hand line around that fire. And west of Rifle, crews are battling the Hilltop Fire. The last update from the Garfield County Sheriff's Office has that fire at 376 acres in size and 5% containment. Evacuation orders are in place around the intersection of County Roads 309 and 320, and pre-evacuation orders are in effect at County Road 329. We do want to head right over to Katie because you were talking about it being pretty hot and dry through the weekend as well.
Absolutely. So hot, dry, windy. Please abide by any fire restrictions that are in place in the mountains, because if a fire were to spark, it could spread rapidly as those winds pick up. But no advisories in place here across Colorado on this Friday morning. A gorgeous shot, Rocky Mountain National Park, Long's Peak looking extra majestic, not a lot of cloud coverage. Unfortunately, winds have calmed in the overnight hours, especially over the western slope and into our central mountains. Temperatures today will be back to the 90s here in town, so a very warm end to the week. Right now, mild upper 60s at the airport, high 50s near Fort Collins and Greeley. Not quite as chilly this morning in the mountains. And later on today, unseasonably warm. Aspen to Steamboat, low to upper 80s expected there, and 90s over the majority of the eastern plains. So for this afternoon, we will see the winds and clouds increase slightly. Overall, a pretty dry weather pattern, Veronica, both today and tomorrow, but could see a few storms pop up, especially over the northeastern plains.
Well, we've got a pretty serious closure. This is way out west of downtown Denver over in Arvada. You can see it here. This is 93 is closed between 64th and 82nd. It's closed in both directions, so both northbound and southbound. Just be mindful of that if that is part of your commute at any point today. If you're coming in or out of the airport, you've got a little bit of a wait time there. There's some construction on the southbound lanes, so that's why you're seeing some of that red there. And then, of course, it's slow going as you make your way. You're making your way into DIA. 16 and 13 minutes to get through there. If you're driving on I-70 this morning, that looks okay between I-25 and Pena, about 13 and 11 minutes.
And following up this morning on the impact of planned takeovers, the Denver Zoo will be closing 7 hours early tomorrow because of an event called City Park Takeover.
Closed.
Thank you so much, Veronica. New this morning, I'm taking a closer look at the governor's new dashboard showing how federal funding cuts are impacting Colorado and why some lawmakers are now questioning those numbers.
Plus, we're helping you save some money in the next month. We look at the biggest sales you should keep an eye on. Now in Denver 7 News at 6:30, just days to go until the deadline for Congress to make a decision on the massive spending plan. We're live in Washington this morning with what could hold it up and the future of public lands here in Colorado.
Plus, the governor's new tool showing how budget cuts are impacting Colorado, getting some pushback. I'm getting answers about where the data is coming from and who is now questioning its accuracy.
And Pride weekend is almost here. We're getting you ready for the big events.
And Meet the Dog gaining national attention.
Let's hear for Bruce the Bat Dog.
We'll have the story of how Bruce made it to the major leagues. Wow. So cute. Well, congratulations. You made it to Friday. My goodness, finally.
Finally. We were just talking about how it feels like the last week has been a month long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot has happened.
A lot has happened indeed. Well, thank you for being with us this 6:30 hour. I'm Dan Grossman.
And I'm Anusha Roy. We've got Veronica here with us. And Katie, we have gone from storms. That was this week, right?
It was
at
this
the beginning
week.
of this. Was that to like now into the 90s?
Yep. So storms, cool weather, and 90s for today.
Right.
We're back to summertime, and we're into the weekend.
Oh, we introduced you earlier this month to Bruce the Bat Dog, made his Major League Baseball debut with the Washington Nationals. What we did not know, though, was the emotional journey it took to get there for his owner, Josh, because he had trained his previous dog, Milo, as a bat dog, but then Milo sadly passed away before he got the opportunity, and so then we got a chance to meet Bruce. And so, yeah, we have a little bit of a backstory to share. All right, we'll see you on Local 3.